Hello, everyone. My name is Shanve Shah. I'm a barrister at Old Square Tax Chambers. So basically doing all things tax, all taxes. I can talk a little bit about myself by the end of the sessions, but today what we're really going to be focusing on is SDLT, and specifically SDLT overpayments. So, of course, SDLT is something that most of us are aware of, even if we don't live in the tax landscape. Stamp duty, land tax, it's the thing that we have to pay when you buy most commonly just a property. So that's kind of where we get it from. So what I'll do is go over a little bit of SDLT, go over what is SDLT overpayments, a little bit of a niche area, and then go over some case law, and then a little bit of tips as to how we can deal with this. So let's look at what the presentation will hold, and then from there we can take it into looking at giving you guys a bit. I'm sure most of you know what SDLT is, but just a little bit of background. So what I'll do is give you a brief introduction to SDLT overpayments, the common cause of overpayments in SDLT context, how they typically arise in practice, and then, looking at the legal framework, the statutory basis for repayment claims, as well as looking at relevant time limits and procedural considerations. It's really key in SDLT submissions are time limits, because once you fall foul of them, it can cause a lot of issues and it's a long process. Then I will look at in detail, actually, paragraph 34, Schedule 10 of the Finance Act 2003, and giving an analysis of the key legislation provisions governing overpayment relief, including any eligibility criteria and any interpretation. And we're also going to go over looking at application in practice. So key judicial decisions. There are SDLT decisions coming out left, right, and centre, but that's general SDLT. And as you guys know, SDLT is sort of covers many things, and there's many things which, could be multiple dwellings relief. That's a quick catch because it doesn't exist anymore. We don't have that relief. It was removed in the last budget. And actually we'll talk about a little bit later in the talk how we might be getting some new changes in SDLT. So you have that, you have things such as HMO. So, we have houses, different occupancies. You have to think about things in SDLT, such as if something is a residential property, it's a commercial property, paying the higher rate of SDLT. So there's a lot of different nuances. One is thinking about SDLT, but in most terms, it's a good area of tax, I would say, because it is there in all the legislation and, good enough to follow. And there has been a lot of case law. In that sense, it helps.